Hey, fellow travelers! What if I told you there's a destination that used to exist on every map, but now you literally can't visit it because it's gone? I'm not talking about a place that got destroyed by a hurricane or swallowed by rising seas. I'm talking about an island that appeared on maps for over 400 years. Spanish maps, British maps, even modern Mexican government maps. But when explorers finally went looking for it in 2009, they found absolutely nothing. Just deep ocean water where an island should have been. This is the bizarre story of Bermeja, the phantom island that could have made Mexico billions of dollars, and why some people think it was deliberately erased from existence. Trust me, this travel mystery is unlike anything you've heard before. What's up, Travel Pug family? Welcome back to the channel where we explore the world's most incredible destinations. And today, we're talking about a destination that might never have existed at all. If you're new here, I'm your travel buddy who's always got a crazy story to share, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's explore this wild geographical mystery together. Now, we've all heard of islands disappearing due to climate change or natural disasters. But what happens when an island that generations of travelers, explorers, and governments believed was real just isn't there? That's the story of Bermeja, a small island that was supposed to be sitting pretty in the Gulf of Mexico, about 100 miles north of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. This island appeared on official government maps into the 1990s. Mexico claimed it as territory and expected to make billions from it. But when scientists finally visited in 2009, they discovered something that changed everything. So grab your mug and let's unpack this mystery involving Spanish conquistadors, oil money, and maybe even a government cover-up. In 1539, Spanish explorer Alonso de Chaves marked a small island called Bermeja on his Gulf of Mexico maps. For 400 years, it appeared on every major chart, British naval maps, American shipping guides, even Mexican tourism maps. But here's the weird part. Nobody ever wrote about actually visiting it. No conquistadors, pirates, or fishermen. Everyone just accepted this mysterious dot existed. Think about it. Any tropical island today would be filled with tourists. But Bermeja? Nothing. That should have been the first red flag. Now, you might be wondering why anyone cares about a tiny, seemingly empty island in the middle of nowhere. Well, my fellow travelers, the answer is oil. Massive, ridiculous amounts of oil. In the 1970s, international law gave countries control over natural resources within 200 miles of their coastlines. For Mexico, having Bermeja would extend their territory into some of the Gulf's richest oil deposits. We're talking tens of billions of dollars, oil reserves that would otherwise belong to the United States. This little island nobody had visited suddenly became more valuable than most countries' entire economies. Mexico included Bermeja in all their territorial claims and used it to negotiate boundaries with the US. They thought they'd won the geographic lottery. By 2009, Mexico needed scientific proof of Bermeja to claim those oil rights. They sent a high-tech expedition with state-of-the-art sonar and GPS equipment to the exact coordinates. What did they find? Nearly 8,000 feet of deep ocean water. No island, no underwater mountain, nothing. It was like showing up to visit the Eiffel Tower and finding an empty field. When news of the failed expedition hit the media, people lost their minds. How does an island that's been on maps since before the Pilgrims landed just not exist? Some folks accepted that it was probably just an old mapping error that got passed down through centuries. But others? They went full conspiracy theory mode. And honestly, their theory sounds like something out of a Hollywood thriller. The conspiracy theory claims the US secretly destroyed Bermeja in the late 1900s. The idea? American officials realized Mexico's claim would cost them billions, so they allegedly used military explosives to blow up the entire island. Theorists point out that the US military has done underwater demolition in the Gulf, and the timing of Bermeja's disappearance coincides with increased oil tensions. And honestly, if any country could make an island vanish to protect billions in oil revenue, it would be the US. But here's where the conspiracy theory falls apart. Marine geologists found that the ocean floor shows zero signs of recent disruption. If someone had blown up an entire island, there would be debris fields, blast patterns, and geological disturbances everywhere. Instead, they found an ancient, stable seafloor that's been untouched for millions of years. No rock fragments, no unusual sediment, no evidence of human interference. The science strongly suggests there simply never was an island there to begin with. Here's the actual explanation, and it's both less exciting and more fascinating than government conspiracies. In the age of exploration, map-making was basically educated guesswork mixed with artistic interpretation. When Spanish explorers like Alonso de Chavez created their charts, they combined their own observations with stories from other sailors, reports from indigenous people, and information from existing maps. Sometimes they included landmarks based on second-hand accounts or things they thought they saw from a distance. The original Bermeja was probably just a mistake. Maybe Spanish sailors spotted floating debris, a whale, or distant clouds that looked like land. Once that error got recorded on an official map, every mapmaker for 400 years copied it. This happens more than you'd think. Cartography is full of phantom islands. Sandy Island appeared on maps until 2012, and California was drawn as an island for over a century. What made Bermeja different? It became too valuable to ignore. The expedition that searched for Bermeja used multi-beam sonar systems that can create detailed 3D maps of the ocean floor. Think Google Earth, but for underwater. They used magnetometers to detect any unusual objects or geological formations. They even deployed underwater robots to visually inspect the seafloor. The non-existence of Bermeja cost Mexico big time. They lost their claim to 22,000 square kilometers of ocean territory bigger than some countries and potentially billions in oil reserves. Mexican officials had to update all their maps and erase the Phantom Island from government charts. It's an expensive lesson in verifying your destinations before making big plans. The Bermeja mystery touches on something that all of us travel lovers can relate to: the gap between expectation and reality. How many times have we shown up somewhere based on photos or descriptions, only to find it completely different from what we expected? But Bermeja takes this to the extreme. Imagine planning a trip to an island for 400 years, only to discover it never existed in the first place. It's like the ultimate travel catfish situation. So there you have it, Travel Pug family. The incredible story of Bermeja, the island destination that was never actually there. What started as a possible mapping error in 1539 became a 400-year-old case of mistaken identity that almost cost Mexico billions of dollars in oil rights. This mystery perfectly shows how our understanding of the world keeps evolving. Modern technology doesn't just help us find new places to explore, it also helps us figure out which places were never really there to begin with. Those Mexican researchers didn't just fail to find an island, they solved a centuries-old geographical puzzle using cutting-edge science. What do you think about the Bermeja mystery? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing your theories and travel stories. If you loved this travel mystery, hit that subscribe button and let's explore more incredible destinations together.